This is Fun Fellow Founders podcast, Story Short.
Hello everybody who is watching us. This is episode of Fun Fellow Founders Story Short number 2. If you have missed the first one, then don't feel sad or disappointed. The only thing you need to do is to go to www. You don't need to go to www, right? That's old school.
FFF?
Yeah, FFF.vc. Who on earth puts www these days?
No,
I'm so old school.
Yeah.
Anyway, we are happy to be here with you again. We have prepared the same format, basically, news from Akim, news from Tim, and then we're gonna discuss those. On this moment, I would like to say that we're not giving any financial advices. We're just sharing the learnings and the news that we have found on the internet and discussing some of the hypotheses or things that we have faced during our work course of Fun Fellow Founders.
Definitely.
Now I have been talking quite a long time with this introduction, and I will go over to Akim, who will start with a community overview of Fun Fellow Founders.
Gotcha. Thanks a lot. That's been energetic. Very energetic.
Story short.
So let's do the updates. So we are running already from January. So from mid-January. Right now it's so much time actually passed already.
4.5 months.
Exactly. Yeah. And so right now we have 80 members. 80.
8-0.
Yeah, 80. So we have the members from Estonia, from Finland, and from Sweden. So we already funded Votimo, DriveX, and Inslee.
Yeah.
So 3 company funded. It's overall, it's close to 1 million overall funding. That's actually well done.
Yeah. And also a quick note on here, I don't know exactly before a podcast or after the podcast, but you can also see a short overview of Risto Rossar, who is the founder of Inslee, who shared some experience fundraising with Fun Fellow Founders and also being a member of Fun Fellow Founders.
Yeah, totally combo.
Yeah. So 2 in 1, find it out and get to know who are the members and who are the founders that we are raising for. 3
other
deals.
updates?
Yes, we do have another update. For example, we have 2 additions to the team. We have Dennis and Anton, who have been joining the team. Mm-hmm. We will link their profiles of LinkedIn below, so you can also see who are we doing this with. And we have actually closed the first quarter and set the target for the next quarter.
Totally, yeah.
So without going into too much detail, what we will be aiming to achieve in the next quarter is to create a more established Estonian-Swedish bridge. So I think we can openly say that we're planning to have the 70-30 ratio Estonian startup against 70 Swedish startup for the next one. Let's see if we can actually pull it off, but so far so good. We are in contacts with different startups from Sweden, and we really hope that we can deliver this to our members to fundraise as the next one. Yeah. Develop data-driven tools for making smart decisions and screening and assessment. And I'm reading this with certain mistakes while I'm doing this, because actually this was prepared by you. Yeah, so totally. What is it about?
So basically we are trying to make more smarter decisions once we basically screen the startups and we decide to push them to our members.
Yep.
So in order to squeeze it or to make it actually not semi-automatically, we want to develop these different tools like trend watching tool to actually know who and what is booming right now in Estonia, Finland and Sweden. So this is exactly what our software guys, Dennis and Anton and other guys are doing. So we basically want to be a little bit smarter on how we make the decisions and in what areas we are investing in.
It's not only about the decisions, it's also about the decisions who to pick and what to focus on. Yeah, this trend watching, I'm really looking forward. I didn't get a chance to look into this in full yet, but I'm really looking forward myself to understand how it works, because it sounds like a really cool tool to use in our field of operation, basically.
Totally, and it's also going to help our startups after fundraising, because one of the feature of this tool is actually to provide and generate the leads.
Sales opportunities.
Exactly, and also help with recruitment.
Yep.
So this is exactly the value we are providing, not only cash and skills of the members and the whole community knowledge, but also the tools which gonna make your life easier after you fundraise the round.
Yes, so if you're thinking of fundraising, then definitely reach out and let's see if we can take you through the process and fundraise for you. Again, FFF.vc, all the information is there. If you're interested, let us know and let's communicate. Enough of second part of the introduction. Let's move to an actual news part.
Story short.
I think you are starting this time, so what's the first news we're going to discuss?
So first one is the FiBan, Finnish-Estonian.
Finnish-Estonian ban network.
It's a Finnish business angel network. So hey Johanna and Antti, we are sending you greetings from Tallinn. So you did a really great job together with your members. So and guys are issued their report.
Yep.
Report.
What can we find out of this report? I assume there's interesting information.
Totally, yeah, and it's about a record high year. So the guys, it's been super active year for Finnish ecosystem and Finnish angels. So it's again a record high year for a startup. So they basically managed to get more than 52 million invested into the 626 companies. So
that's
majority to the new targets. It means that the new companies got the significant amount of those investments from the Finnish business angel network angels. So which is great stuff. It's definitely booming in Finland and evolving the ecosystem.
Yeah, well, Volt did an exit, so now there's so many people who are doing the new startups again.
Yeah, crazy. And I believe another numbers what I can mention is basically the median funding round size in 2021 by FiBan is 250K. It's pretty much similar to us, to FFF. So our range is 250-350. So it's 163 exits in 2021. So you already mentioned Volt, but like it's super high one. But there are a lot of startups who been acquired as well or IPO'd, and it's also seems like the share of the exits through the IPOs grew to 6%. So meaning that more and more startups are going public. Which is also really good news, and it gives them liquidity and also support from the investors base. So this is something exactly what we are seeing in Estonia right now.
Well, that was the question I wanted to ask regarding the IPOs. I don't think I can fully explain this to myself, but I clearly see the trend in Estonia, in Finland, that people are more and more listing themselves on stock exchanges to basically fund themselves. Why is it now only in Estonia? Like, why hasn't it been here before? Why is it just now happening? Because it's quite old way to fund the company.
Totally, yeah. I believe the companies just realized that it's not only VC or private equity money are on the table, and we actually can, the small retail investors can participate in their growth as well. And if you are B2C company, so it also gives you the special marketing in a way of since you have to promote the IPO, you have to do your own roadshow, and you must probably have seen a lot of those advertisements and media articles we have, and this trend, I believe, it's been launched that year, actually in past year, by Tax Magic in Estonia. So Priit, hey, I'm personally cheering for Priit. Priit did a great job, and this is like high bar for those newcomers who are going to the Nasdaq Tallinn right now in the sense of marketing and all activities. So really great. So, I feel this is now like just starting to grow. There are a lot of different opportunities. VC money, accelerators, the loans, angel communities, and crowdfunding, and so on. But of course, this is just a start.
But last one on this one, compared to the VC funding, how much more difficult it is to go to the IPO, or how much more complex? Because I assume that for the IPO, or not that I assume, I know that for the IPO, there is a more strict process to follow.
Definitely, yeah.
What is the comparison in your world, one against another?
Of course, there is plenty of requirements in a sense of compliance. So you have to fulfill quite a lot of obligations. You have to provide the reports. You have to have enough liquidity to go to the market, and of course, you have to have strong company in the sense of people and revenue and the market fit. So. Again, I feel it's more obligations, and we see in Sweden, Finland, there are also a lot of companies are delisting from being public. So we are only in the start. There are going to be a lot of decent companies and also scams in some point, but I feel that it's really good for local retail investors who can help to boost their local economy, as well as to participate in those success stories.
All right. Anything else from the report you would like to address?
I feel that it's if you want to dive into the numbers, just go to the link and ask FiBan guys to comment as well.
Yeah, so all of the news are linked actually below, so you can read the news yourself, or the opinion articles that we're commenting on, or the reports that we're referring to. So it's all accessible. Go have a look if you're interested to learn and educate yourself more.
Story short.
All right, my actually first pick was from the field that I'm super passionate about, which is football. I am a huge Chelsea fan myself. It's heartbreaking to see them falling out of the Champions League in a manner that they did. If you haven't seen, then they lost the first game at home 3-1, and then they won the second game, which was
crazy.
By the 80th minute, they were leading 3-0, but unfortunately, they didn't take it over the line, and Real Madrid went through. Anyway, this is not a football discussion, but on the topic of football, the news states that Sweden's Gold, so a company called Goals, raises 15 million to build NFT-based FIFA. Why did I bring this up? As soon as I read it, I had some thoughts towards Chelsea. So ex-Chelsea captain John Terry, he recently came out with a collection of NFT which were called Ape Kids Football Club. So he was kind of replicating different football guys in the apes with different suits or different forms and so on. And it was booming, like everybody. There were a lot of people from English Premier League promoting this. He was making a lot of money. It was like super trendy. And then all of a sudden, Premier League basically came to John Terry and said, hey, it's good that you have those, but we would like to have the official one.
Jeez.
So we will create an official one.
Crazy.
And due to the fact that it's quite upcoming and young field, NFT and crypto space, there's really uncertainty with the regulations. And in the end of the day, John Terry did something really cool. And then as soon as Premier League said, hey, actually, you will not be official Premier League promoter, basically, or we're not giving you the license, the whole value of the project that he had collapsed for 90% overnight, basically. And people started deleting their promotions like football clubs. Why I'm introducing this is because for me, these days, it's so... when I hear of the NFT, I get straight away this cautious feeling or something like, oh, what are they doing? Is it legit? I don't know. I'm getting there. I'm improving myself. But before I kind of 100% clearly understand everything from the field, I never get super comfortable. And when I saw the news and when I started looking, some comments on the news. So first of all, it's super important. I'm pretty sure that these guys, it's a quite good company. They're doing good stuff. But I'm sure that these guys' goals have thought it through. But just as a reminder that definitely when you're going with an NFTs and you're trying to involve something from the real world in NFT, don't forget about the licensing. Don't forget if the institution or the league or whoever the legal body is allowing you to do this. Because otherwise you will end up in a situation like John Terry did, basically. You're going to lose a lot of money. And the second part where what was super interesting is that it's not a secret that crypto projects these days are raising on a different manner or a different way, basically. So the fun fact from this is the only thing that they raised the 50 million, according to the news that I read, and I'm linking it below as well, it's that there was a promotion clip. There was a lot of promises being made. In the promotion clip. It was kind of beautiful, visually set clip, but there was no sneak peeks. How will it look? What will they be? And when you're saying that you're kind of doing the NFT-based FIFA, it puts you under a lot of pressure because like football simulators, they've been too successful in the world.
Totally,
it's been FIFA, it's been Pro Evolution Soccer. Everything else is step behind. So reading this and understanding that 50 million have been raised with just video, I'm not saying it's bad, I'm not saying it's wrong, but for me, it's just so like unnatural because when we're doing the startup screening, there's a due diligence in place, there has to be revenue, there has to be certain stuff, while in here, it's based on feeling or like...
No, I cannot say it like that because if you look into this company, the management team is actually the really decent guys are behind. So one guy been in the cyber sport for like 10 years and been running SK Gaming from Sweden. So like one of the most famous cyber team.
Let's move on.
Cyber sport teams. So basically, I feel that this guy knows some mechanics. He knows people, and every time we also screen the founders' intelligence, energy, and integrity, we basically understand, well, if this guy is capable of doing this, what he promising. So of course, you have to show proofs, but it also sometimes controversial, and you have to be definitely supported by FIFA or for any.
My counter argument is the
ahead.
day when we will fundraise, we will pick a team and we'll fundraise based on pitch deck through fellow founders. I can agree with you, but that's the difference. That's what I'm talking about. I mean, in crypto space, that's perfectly normal. You come out with something, you present it in a nice manner, and boom, you have the funds ready. In a non-crypto or non-double Web3 space, it's completely different. You need to prove way more until you get the money.
Totally, yeah. Nowadays, especially after the scam years of 2017 in crypto, you have to prove, and it's like this approval factors. There are even more than in regular like SaaS business or something.
And finally, on this, just a brief comment. Why I got super excited about reading this news was that I play FIFA myself. I'm actually a Pro Evolution Soccer fan, but they really messed up the last one, so I'm playing FIFA now. And one thing was always conflicting. So in FIFA, you can buy in-game assets, right? So you buy player cards. You spend a lot of money on this, like a lot of money.
It's crazy how they do the money.
But you cannot get the money back. So you get some kind of a player which is in high demand, and you cannot sell it. So. What Goals is promising that they will allow to sell in-game assets for real money. So you can actually buy a cool player, he raises the value, and then you're like, yeah, but now I can sell him for 10x what I bought him. I'm going to sell him. So you get money back. And I think this is super fair. And if FIFA is watching us, maybe they're not yet, but this is a problem which needs to be fixed. Like if you are allowing to buy those in-game assets, then I think it would be fair that people can get something in return because hey, you're making money anyway.
In the same time, Steam is actually, if you like in Counter-Strike Go at times, and it's booming, it's still booming. So you like they actually introduce the context, but when the people actually draw in those skins. And then they choose among the best ones, and the best ones actually been published on their skin marketplace.
And you can buy.
And you can buy them, and also the contributors, the creators, get the money, the small fee back.
But can you resell?
Yes, you can.
Don't be like FIFA, be like
Steam.
Yeah. Moving on.
Story short.
So the next one is basically the historical.
Should I set myself like, okay, Akim, shoot the historical lesson?
Yeah, let's do a short historical lesson about the Estonian-Swedish relationship. So we truly onboarding different angels from Estonia and Sweden, we see a lot of similarities. And I actually decided to dive deeper into our history of relationship, the business relationship between Sweden and Estonia, and realized that last year we celebrated 100 years of diplomatic relations between our countries. So it's like strongly tied up. It's really good, and this like short lesson is actually addressed to the tech ecosystem. So how it's all originated, how the Swedish companies helped Estonia to grow their services or how to grow their tech field. Yeah. So overall, it's all started 27 years ago.
Now it gets real like history lesson.
Yeah,
Let's go back for 27 years.
So at that time, Estonia established its first satellite connection to the outside world via satellite between Tallinn and Stockholm. So Stockholm Telecom, Swedish telecom operators provided that connection, and then it's all started to roll. So the Swedish banks and telecom operators expanded to Estonia. So like Swedbank or Tele2, and basically it gave the first wave of engineers who started to work in Estonian branches and developed together with the Swedish colleagues different services in telecom and banks. So and then in early 2000s, the Ahti Heinlal, Jan Tallinn, Priit Kasesalu ja Toivo Annus, together with Niklas Zemström, created the Skype.
Yeah.
So Skype been created, and back in 2003, the four founding engineers of the Skype I just mentioned, they created the company Ambient Sound Investments, and they basically, after the sale of the Skype to eBay, they started to invest into the companies. So its second way is basically Skype originated the growth of the whole like this tech professionals. Yeah. A lot of people joined as the engineers, product owners, customer support people. They learn how to make the fast scaling company, and like a lot of those founders we know right now who basically have really great companies like Wise, Pipedrive, Bolt, a lot of people who are working there and who are actually the founders, they came from Skype. So overall, ambient guys started to invest from 2006 and 2010. They've been the most active investors in Estonia, and this is the first basically VC fund, which is
Are they
originated.
officially VC fund? Yeah.
Yeah, they are actually doing the late stage investments right now. So overall, they invested in Guard Time, Zero Turnaround, United Dogs, and others. So, and you know, the Guard Time right now providing such a great ecosystem of identity services in Estonia. So, and Zero Turnaround being sold, and Evgeny Kabanov right now, the CPO of Bolt, and United Dogs is basically the ex-startup of Ragnar's, as I remember. So the co-founder of Pipedrive. So hey Ragnar, and we basically, I feel that this is actually gave like super massive flow of money, and Swedish investors trusted the Estonia because of the Skype success, and then ambient sound guys started to invest into the companies, and they show that, well, this is Estonia, we have really great engineers here, let's come and build the products together, because originally Swedes been really good in sales, and Estonian guys been like techie guys. So because of our most probably Tallinna Tehnikaülikool ja Tartu University, so that's been the times, and then I feel right now, after those ex-Skype people created such great and big companies, I feel the next wave of this Swedish-Estonian bridge is basically it lays on the
Find it.
Let's put it really simple way. So angels boost economy in Estonia and Sweden right now. So I can elaborate how it's actually possible. So of course we have like enormous amount of those pre-seed companies. So it's hundreds of those starts in every year. So angels are the first ones who actually have the touch, and those who actually see the potential in those founders, and then we invest, and then we follow up with our own skills, and then VC funds invest, and then private equity funds invest, and then IPO, and so on and so on. So basically, I feel that after that Skype, Wise, Pipedrive, the small groups of angels originated in each of those companies. We also have Estonian Business Angel Network. We also have right now FFF, and we have small communities all around Estonia, and we are like communicating and trying to invest all together.
Like investment bubbles, like we discussed.
Yeah, definitely. And in Sweden, it's not really the case. So people are investing on their own because they have this really strong consultancy history. So a lot of like the consulting niche or market is so huge in Sweden, and we didn't have such a consulting market here in Estonia. So and consultants, since they are like individuals and they come to the companies, they work, they provide the value, and then they move forward. So I feel this is exactly why the culture of investing in Sweden is basically not being in the group, but being like really standalone angel who concentrates on the fields he or she likes. So, and I feel in order to make even more contribution, we have to unite. We have to show from Estonian perspective that the groups are really something what contributes to the startups, to the founders
Growth
even
and
more.
evolution.
Exactly, and you can combine different skills and then help to the founders to succeed. And Swedes can show us basically the way how to drive those companies to the IPOs because of the really vibrant market, the Nasdaq in Sweden. And this is exactly what is happening right now in Estonia, still early stage IPO we just discussed. So I feel the combination gonna create even more companies who gonna scale faster, who gonna jump to the public market, and then this is exactly the mission we have in FFF, is to create this. Basically.
So yay to the synergy and yay to collaborations.
Totally.
Let's unite and do together for the bigger purpose.
Yeah, that's.
Before we move on, quick comments. First of all, I was laughing at one point when Akim was talking. You may wonder why, because one bit of what he just mentioned was practiced yesterday on me without me knowing that this is a part of a podcast. So he kind of tested the approaches. So now that I heard it again, I was like, oh, that was preparation for the podcast. And the second, actually, I wanted to say that I know that this year, regarding the collaboration of Estonia and Sweden for Latitude, there will be Swedish initiative to promote ways how can Estonian companies open up their offices and divisions in Sweden. So there's a specific aim from Swedish government to help Estonian countries to move there. So
Totally.
Again, regarding what you said, it's that Sweden has enough trust in Estonian companies to welcome them and spend money on them or invest in them as well. Just a brief comments. I think moving on to the next one.
Totally, yeah.
Story short.
Right, so the next topic that I have prepared is that Estonia is to host the NATO Startup Accelerator. So with everything that's happening in the world, the Baltics are becoming more hot topic, and obviously we are, because we're bordering with you know who. So now NATO has decided that Estonia and UK will share the headquarters for. It's actually a cool name. The name of the accelerator will be Diana. And why is it Diana? It's because Defense Innovation Accelerator for the North Atlantic. And if you put it together, it's going to be Diana. A little bit, it sounds like some kind of a hurricane in some other places. But yeah, Diana, it's called. It will be hosted, as I said, in Estonia, with headquarters being put in the UK and Estonia. What is the aim of this? Basically, the aim is, through the help of NATO, for people to help develop and adopt new technologies when it comes to the security or defense. It's super cool that Estonia was picked as the place where it will be hosted. And the goal of Diana, as I said, is to support deep technologies companies to contribute to the defense. I am looking forward to learn what will be coming out of there, because for me, accelerator for defense or security is something that I don't really imagine what solutions are being developed there. I'm a bit too far off. I don't know if it's the thing, but defense tech or
like plasma guns and
that's what I imagine basically when I think
or
of this.
water guns. Yeah,
water guns. You don't need to go to accelerator to develop a water gun.
You have to go to kindergarten.
Yeah, and buy or kiosk and buy one.
Yeah,
kiosk. Who says kiosk these days? Anyway, I encourage you to check it. Finally, there will be NATO Innovation Fund being born through this accelerator as well. That means that you will also be able to get a funding for your security or defense solutions through the fund headquarters. Announcement will be done in Madrid. He's writing funny stuff on my screen and having a good time, just so you know. But that was about the NATO accelerator and story short.
Story short.
So the next one is Metaverse-as-a-Service. So we basically know a lot about the Metaverse. It's hyping right now, and of course it will require countless new technologies, protocols, companies, and so on. And it's right now the race to build a truly immersive experience on the different ages and edges for different ages and for different edges. So, and of course, it would require a broader and resilient set of standards and protocols. So it should be like the unification should be done. So, of course, everyone in this race trying to be a little bit unique. And we see that the Meta, Microsoft, Tencent, Google, and NVIDIA is basically fighting for this space. And of course, it's not only about VR-related stuff, but it's also about combining different use cases around the metaverse, because we have quite plenty of usage here. So, do you know any use cases of metaverse right now?
Well, I would some metaverse is being used for example, entertainment. So rather having just silent disco with your headphones, you can actually have a real disco with your headphones and either a screen or the VR, and you're basically in another universe having a good time. What else do I know? I think one is the education, where you can basically participate in the classes, like I imagine it this way, participate in the classes without actually being given a physical one. And today we screened the startup, we screened the startup who's basically doing e-commerce Lego constructor solutions. So from A to Z, everything that you need from placing an order until the last mile delivery to your door, home door basically. And what was cool is that in addition, what they offer to their clients is metaverse solution where the clients can be listed as real shops with either voice chats with the people, with a store assistant, or some kind of an AI solution which is implemented there. But the coolest part is that you can go within this metaverse, you can pick whatever service that you need or the product that you need, and then they will actually deliver you this to your home door again in real life. So
from online to offline.
Yeah. You sit in front of the screen, you go, you speak with people, you make an order, then boom, your order is at the door.
Totally, and you eat pizza finally.
For example.
So, and there are also healthcare use case because Microsoft HoloLens allow you to basically train in augmented and virtual reality to complete complex surgeries.
All right, that I didn't know.
So it's basically like education again. So you have the brain or heart, and then you see how you can cut the things.
But it requires so much precision.
Totally,
is it already on the level when you can actually do?
Well, we have to double check, but the latest YouTube videos I've seen, you actually can do quite a lot there. And moving forward, we have smart manufacturing. You can manufacturers could significantly cut down the cost on the projects and time as well, so they can plan things in the augmented reality and then go and build it or order some things from the third-party providers before they actually print something. And of course, there is virtual workspaces, I don't know, virtual advertising, social e-commerce, and of course, another one which I really liked since I've been researching this topic, it's actually climate change. So NVIDIA is building a giant metaverse of the planet Earth through its NVIDIA Omniverse, which offers designers a 3D virtual world where users globally can collaborate on software applications. So basically,
Worse everything.
Exactly. And quite recently, actually, we got this event, NFT Tallinn, been organized by Gunsen. So free Gunsens. Hey guys, really great event. Thanks for organizing and cheering for you. And I mean, the whole ecosystem got to know quite many things related to NFTs and how it's been used, and quite decent guys been on the panels.
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, then Change closed the first investment in Web3 solution as well recently. Which leads me to think that I really need to step up my game when it comes to Web3, because for me still there's so much about this that seems surreal, weird, and difficult to understand. So yeah, that's the next thing I need to get on top with, because it's actually booming.
But do you remember how it all started, like from the digital entertainment events, like Travis Scott?
Yeah. He was doing
Fortnite,
the Minecraft. Oh, Fortnite.
Yeah. It's been like booming. It's like everyone been there.
There was also Tommy Cash with Minecraft, but I don't know if this actually happened. But there was something about it going on.
And right now we all the time see this virtual advertising, like Nike, Vans, Adidas, Gucci is actually like you can name a few who are embracing the new markets in frontiers, and they're basically actively putting their own, or they're creating their own like skins, and then guys like Ready Player Me, the Timothy, hey guys, you are rocking. They already signed like thousands of different metaverse applications. They are creating the avatars. So, and avatars wearing the skins, and Ready Player Me guys are actually evolving right now. So very well done.
It's all like, it's super interesting, and I feel myself that this is booming massively from every single direction. So if you, like me, don't understand all of the details of this, then step up your game. Otherwise, you'll be missing out.
Story short.
Right. Moving on from here, a bit of a discussion. This is something that I noticed while speaking with the startups. So my main responsibility within the FFF is everything that comes with the startups. I take the communication, I lead them through the process, I generate the report. And I started noticing, actually I noticed this before, but I never thought where's the line for this. And basically what I started noticing more, paying attention to is, when you're first time pitching to somebody, as a founder to the investor, you always want to look good. You always want to be like the best startup that the investor has heard of or seen. And
the first timers.
Yeah.
Okay.
That actually not only first timers. So my point is, where's the borderline when you're maximizing the story without putting anything extra to the story when you're selling yourself to the investors, against when you are bullshitting in some aspects of what you're pitching. And when you start doing the diligence, or when you dive deeper, you closely understand like, hey, but you've been telling different stuff. So I was just interested to bring this up and have a discussion, like, where is the borderline? Because when I didn't have any successful attempts to do the startups, but even when I did my failed ones, I remember that I was a first timer, but that is really a good correlation. I remember that when he was asking, like, what is the revenue? And what is the MRR was the question. And for me, it was like, I can basically say the general revenue number so I can get him on the hook, and then later on we'll deal with this or whatever. And I see exactly the same stuff when I'm speaking with the startups. So what's your take? How much can you make it more beautiful, or should you make it more beautiful? Because in the end of the day, everything will come out anyway.
Definitely, yeah. If you are a good storyteller, you're definitely gonna like make it a little bit better than you have right now. So, and of course, if you have the limited budget and you like try to try to think that what could be the good reference to this. Like you, for example.
I written out some cases.
Yeah,
so for
go
me,
ahead.
the biggest issues are competition, revenue.
Yeah.
Because there's really different. Like people don't understand that when you're asking for the reoccurring revenue, then you would like to hear the reoccurring revenue, not all of the one-time onboarding costs that have been with the client.
Yeah.
And the third is too ambitious plan going forward, because majority of the people,
Totally.
when you speak with them, in 3 years everybody's unicorn. But
I believe there is multiple biases here the founders have. So first one is that they are truly focused on their product. So they are doing it like years or months. And in some point of time, with the limited budget, they starting to create something tangible. And then someone is actually buying it. And then they feel, or I've been personally feeling that, well, it's actually moving, it's rolling. It's something big, what I built with like 1,000 euros, and that's already crushing the market. And this is first bias. You kind of overestimate the work you already did, because a lot of other guys already taken the market, and most of the time there are a lot of competitors, and that's the first bias. The second one is that.
But why wouldn't you say all of the competitors though? I still don't understand.
Like I feel that the most of them anyway say about their competitors. But this slide, like this like template slide, like competitors, and then those like ticks, or matrix, or tick boxes, and so on. So I feel this should be reimagined on somehow. So you have to have, of course, we believe in the large markets, so like it's better to invest in the large markets for the sake of the risk. So then you have to somehow reimagine what you are focusing on. So the competitors are gonna have a lot of different features, but maybe indicate on what is the best possible, like best feature you have, and just try to focus on the competitor slide on this particular one. So don't try to say, well, this feature is not, the competitors don't have any feature. So because most probably it's going to be bullshit. So they already tried. Maybe they already started the company 5 years ago. They maybe don't have this on their main page, but they already tried multiple stuff. So try to emphasize on how this feature could be developed, and why do you feel that this like hardly validated. This is the most.
And if you know that there is competition, then list it or bring it up, because as soon as I open Google and I start looking for this, and as soon as I see like second or third link, I see the competition, and I open, I confirm that this is their competition, then straight away you get concerned, like, should I go with this team or should I continue the discussion with the team? Because it's obvious, you know.
Can you say something about the experienced founders as well? So
no, but that's the thing. When you when you don't try to oversell, like. The way I see it or the way I feel it, when you're an experienced founder, you kind of understand that if you do have something in your startup, investors will come and invest in your startup. There's no need to oversell. Or if you're solving the real problem and your solution is working, so you get traction, you get clients, revenue coming in. That means that you don't have to prove anything. Here's the validation.
So what is the solution then? Just don't come to investors.
Be open. If there's a lot of competition and somebody in the close-up country, like for example Latvian companies doing something similar and doing better, that's perfectly fine. Maybe I like your team better. Maybe I like potential in your team better. Maybe I like certain aspects of your team better.
So be natural.
Yeah, be natural. Don't try to, it will all come out. That's my my whole point.
Yeah. I totally agree with you. So sometimes people just want to be like more.
Yeah, I get it, but it will come anyway.
But I feel it's also come from this competitions, like startup competitions, awards, and this competitions where you are on stage, you have this free minutes, and you have to pitch, and then the Q&As, and someone judging you, and this is like.
But that's another scenario.
This is another emotional touch. This is you have another mission, so you have to like deliver like fast pitch, super straightforward, and so on. It's more like artistic story. Like you have to be artists in order to succeed in those competitions.
But that's a different case. You're doing
Totally,
the stage pitch to drag attention. And once you get the attention, you shouldn't be doing this anymore. If you're sitting on a call with the investor, you already got the attention.
Exactly,
So there's no need to do this. And just play with an open cards and deliver. It will make life easier for everybody in the end of the day. Because when you're bullshitting and it will come out, you will not get the investment.
So like one suggestion or one insight from me is basically, to be straightforward and maybe before coming to the investors, like just test it with your team and to see how natural you are and try to prepare a Q&A spreadsheet for you in order to navigate to the answers to the questions what VC partners are actually asking you. So and then you train, and then after maybe if you have the pipeline of investors, like 100 investors, maybe after the 30 calls you actually get used to it, and you basically like try to balance your emotions, your pragmatism, and basically on how you sound as well. So that actually gets with the practice.
And play with an open cards. That will be beneficial anyway in the end of the day.
Totally. Moving forward.
Story short.
Finally, I would say. It won't be a long. We will just like to say that Funfellow founders will be participating at the TechChill conference in Riga, Latvia. And we'll be there on the 27th. We will be hosting the Angel Investor Workshop and some of the Investor Day, if I'm not mistaken.
Totally.
And afterwards, we are having after party with our friends from Honey Badger. So if you're interested to learn more, drop us a line. We are happy to see you as a guest. And otherwise, see you at the TechChill at the 27th and 28th of this month, April.
Yeah, and promo code is going to be below.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That was a surprise for me, but yes, check the promo code down below. And on this note, we will actually finish our today's episode. See you in a month's time. I hope you had a good time. And again, guys, if you have suggestions or if you would like to hear something more, something less, please let us know so we can improve. In the end of the day, we are doing this for the community, and it would be good if community would give us some feedback as well. Apart from this, it was super nice to have you. Funfellow Founders is rocking the stage and will be rocking the stage in a month when you will see podcast episode number
3.
Thanks. Awkward.
Story short.